Remember, there are two places you can get your leg pulled. Your chiropractor's office and right here on the Center Line with Dave.
Dave says, hey, come along for the ride.
Grab your favorite beverage. Put your feet up in a relaxed position. Sit back and enjoy your ride.
Hey, all you guys and guyettes, you are about to jump into a barrel of grins with Dave. Adult-oriented comedy stories and tall tales. Politics, not so much, maybe just a little, but not much. Enjoy your ride. Now here's Dave.
Yeah, buddy, another Saturday on the Center Line with Dave. Good morning, everybody. I'm Dave. Glad to have you with us today on this beautiful Saturday, wherever you are. I hope it's nice, bright, shiny, and not rainy and stormy, but whatever it is, well, that's just life. We're glad to have you today, and we got a great show coming up. Today, we're going to be talking bicycles and PIBs from the grocery store. If you don't know what PIBs are, that's pains in the butt. Things that you encounter in the grocery store. Anyway, glad to have you again with us today here on the Center Line. And remember, we'd like to have you interact with us. Just go to our website, thecenterline48.com. Send us a message, a text, an email, and let us know. Give us one of your great stories, something funny, something important in your life, whatever. We'll talk about it. You know, anytime you communicate with us, we keep those communications sacrosanct, as they say. In other words, we don't give out your identity. We may use your first name. You can give us an alias. We don't care. But just communicate with us and talk back to us. Let us know what you like about the show, what you don't like about, suggestions, ideas. We're wide open for anything these days. So, and I also want a special shout out to the folks in Ireland that are listening to us. I've noticed through our analytics that we've got some folks in Ireland that are regular participants in the show insofar as listening. So all those good folks in Ireland, let us hear from you. We'd like to know where you're listening from and how and when and who you are if you want to divulge such information. And just as long as your name's not Rosie. I don't care. I don't care who listens to us anyway. Some people, they may get a chuckle out of it. They may learn something. Then again, they may get sick to their stomach. But anyway, that's life here in this kind of business, I reckon. So y'all just sit back and enjoy it. And if it's Saturday morning, have another cup of coffee. It's a midday. Have a hot dog or a hamburger on us or some sushi or whatever, baklava, whatever you're eating this time of day, wherever you are. And if it's the evening, then just have a good dinner, have you some more sushi, have you some, I don't know, what do you want to have? Have you a big steak, a pizza, or whatever. But anyway, enough on the food. It's making me hungry. We'll be back right after this great message from our good friends at Boo Jeans.
You know, there's a lot of craziness in this world, with things happening that most of us can't wrap our heads around and understand, with Boo Jeans Brain Booze. Just one shot protects you from exploding head syndrome when you watch or listen to the news shows, or tune in radio talk shows. Just mix 1 ounce of Boo Jeans Brain Booze with your favorite beverage and be protected for 24 hours. So if your head feels like it is going to explode, from all the social idiocy going on today, don't forget Boo Jeans Brain Booze. Just go to boogieandbubbabrainbooze.zit and order today. Only $49.99 for one 750 milliliter bottle. And if you order today, we'll send you Boo Jeans Mylar Scream Bag. When it gets so bad you want to scream, just put the scream bag over your head so you won't scare the shit out of the cat.
Another fine product of Suck It Up Buttercup Distilleries.
You know, tomorrow's Mama's Day. Yeah, so everybody remember their mama, whether they're still with us or not. Of course, my mom and Charlie Ann's mom are no longer with us, but yeah, I mean, your mama, she's the one that brought you in this world, and She's something to be adored and loved and remembered in the fondest and the kindest ways. And boy, I tell you what, the stories we could tell about our mamas and the things they did for us and the things that they did and how funny they were. And I mean, you know, every mama, everybody's got a story about something real funny having to do with their mama. I don't care who their mama was, but anyway, mamas, yeah, don't you love them? So take time to remember your mama, and if you're blessed to have your mama with you, take her out to eat, invite her over for dinner, for supper, something. Anyway, go see her, give her flowers, give her candy, give her your love more than anything, and thank her for all that she's done for you over the years. And if she's not with you, just sit down and say a little prayer. You can thank her just as well that way. And appreciate her, love her. Tell everybody about her, how great she was, how much fun she was, how good a mama she was. And unfortunately, if she wasn't that great a mama, just remember she is and was your mama. And that is something that you can never turn your back on. And you have to love her just for the fact that she brought you in this world and that she is your mama. And that's all I got to say about that. Do you remember your first bicycle? I'm sure you do. What American kid doesn't remember their first bicycle? Man, I remember my first one. My first one was a used bicycle. My grandpa, just kind of as, I think, more of a hobby than actually a business, but he used to kind of rebuild and repair bicycles on the side. He was a bus driver, the city bus driver for many years down in Jacksonville, and but he would rework and repair bicycles for the kids in the neighborhood on the side and whatnot. But my very first bicycle was one that he got from somewhere. It was used one, and he painted it and everything, and it had the old type tires, not the skinny tires like the 3-speed and the 10-speed bicycles had. They had these tires, I think they called them balloon tires. They were just the regular wider tire. But boy, I tell you what, I thought I was a sport when I got on that sucker. And I don't know, you know, of course I had a couple of tricycles back in my early days. I went through a couple of tricycles, but boy, that first bicycle, and you know, I don't ever remember having training wheels. I think I was just so ready for a bicycle, I jumped on that sucker, and I probably had my daddy or my grandpa kind of guide me around a little bit for a while, but it didn't take me for long at all to learn how to ride a wheel. That's what my grandma and grandpa called them, wheels. David, better go get your wheel out of the driveway before your daddy gets home. But anyway, man, I'm sure you remember your first bicycle. And, you know, back in my day, you know, we didn't have all the fancy stuff on them like they had in the later days. And we didn't have the Stingrays, you know, the banana seats and the high-rise handlebars, you know, like a motorcycle and all that. Yeah, I remember one of the big things was you'd take a couple of your mama's clothespins and get you some of your daddy's playing cards, and you would clip a card to the front fork and the rear of the bicycle and let them cards flap in the spokes as you rode down the road. Man, I tell you what, you were something else going down that road. Whatever that sound was, that is a unique sound. You will never find that sound in nature or in this universe. There's a unique sound to playing cards flapping against the spokes on a bicycle going down the street or the sidewalk. But boy, we thought we were hot shots with that, you know. And then, of course, the horns, the wah, wah, and all that stuff. And the basket, now, we call those sissy baskets. The guys, they didn't have a basket on the front of their bicycles. That was for the young ladies. And streamers coming out of the handlebar handles, the plastic handles or rubber handles, had streamers. That was for the girls, too. If you were a guy and you had streamers, there was something wrong with you. You weren't right. But anyway, man, I tell you what, the old Schwinn and Huffies, they were the two biggies back in my day, the Schwinns and the Huffies. And that I'll never forget when I stepped up a notch and I went to that 3-speed bicycle. Mom and Daddy got me one for my birthday. I'll never forget that. Woo-wee. Got it at Sears and went down to Sears and picked it up, put it in the trunk and brought it home. And about a week later, something went wrong with it. I forget exactly what it was, but we had to take it back and had to leave it down there for about 3 or 4 days, I guess it was, for them to repair it. And we went back and we picked it up, and I'd had it a couple weeks, and then all of a sudden we get a postcard in the mail from Sears saying, your bike is ready to be picked up, come get it. And so Daddy and I, we went back down there, and he wasn't going to cheat him out of a bicycle, but he says, look, I got this car here, and we already got ours. You already repaired ours. No, sir, no, we haven't. We don't have any record of, this is your bicycle, and it was one exactly like the one I had, and they swore up and down that it was our bicycle. And Daddy said, no, well, I'm not going to take it. Well, it's yours, sir. We don't. What shall we do? It's not ours. I'm telling you, it's not ours. So we got in the car and we come on back home. I don't know what they ever decided to do, but he could have just easily said, well, okay, if you say so, thrown it in the trunk and brought it on home and sold it or give it to somebody or something. But, he wasn't going to do that. That wasn't the right thing to do. But Sears, in their infinite wisdom, had just screwed up. But, okay, whatever. But anyway, bicycles. Let me know about your bicycle. Just go to the website and hook up with me on a text, an email, leave a message, whatever, and tell me about your bicycles, and we'll talk about them again on the show. Because, boy, I tell you what, you couldn't live without a bike. You had to have that wheel, as my grandpa used to say. So, anyway, I guess that's enough for bicycles for this day.
Guys, do you miss those carefree days when you used to frequent your favorite titty bar? Well, there is another product from Peckerwood Research, a subsidiary of Peckerwood Industries, which is a United States branch of Peckerwood International, which is a wholly owned division of Peckerwood's global conglomerate. Comes Sleazy Dancers Air Freshener. Sleazy Dancers captures that unique strip club smell, created from actual aromatics found in the clubs. Sleazy Dancers Spray provides those fragrances you have come to know and love, concocted from the smells of a smoke-filled room, spilled peach schnapps, beer, cheap cologne, body sweat, and tuna fish. Sleazy Dancers is the perfect spray for your man cave. Order yours today. Just go to sleazydan.toot. Only $49.99 for a 2-pack of Sleazy Dancers. Must be over 18 to order. Sleazy Dancer cannot be held liable for any adverse reactions or bodily harm from angry wives against your bad self.
Before we leave bicycles altogether, there is one thing I was just thinking of about bicycles, and that is, do you ever get your pants leg caught in the chain and the sprocket? Boy, that was a badge of honor, man. Hey, what's wrong with your pants leg down there? Oh, I got it caught in the sprocket and chain of my bicycle. Oh, cool, man. Yeah, all right, you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm a toughie. Yeah, oh, that's so cool. Yeah, man. Yeah, it was nothing. I don't know, just something about getting your pants leg caught in the chain of the sprocket. But anyway, that was a badge of honor in my day. Lord have mercy.
Social Security, share the dead people list with the rest of government, for God's sake. Put down the bone and share it with them.
Let's go to our buddy Larry from Lynnhaven and see what he's up to today. Larry, I sent you some information the other day about a guy who had sent me an email wondering if you get saddle sore from riding a motorcycle too long. I think you got a little information about that you want to share with us today?
Hey, Dave. Larry from Lynnhaven here. On the bay, in the double wide, right behind the po-pos. This morning we were talking about that thing that most folks call that uncomfortable and often embarrassing common skin irritation on the buttocks. Some call that, hell, I just call it butt rash on the ass.
That's right. Tell it like it is. Yeah.
Well, since the words butt and ass may be offensive to some folks, we're going to refer to it as simply as saddle sore.
All right.
Okay. Now, different folks can experience saddle sore in different ways from a lot of different situations. For example, I know you've seen them portly gals walking through the grocery store. Now, let's talk some serious sty rub.
Woo-wee.
So,
Yeah.
butt rack. No, excuse me, saddle sore.
That's all right. Just go on and say it. Let your heart be your guide, Larry.
Now, you've also seen them truckers. Got them truckers sitting all day and sometimes all night in them trucks.
Yeah.
Big time saddle sore.
Yeah.
By the way, Dave, have you ever noticed a lot of truckers? They ain't got no butt. It's like, what happened to your butt?
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I think they left it in the Peterbilt somewhere or something.
I could have.
Yeah.
To me personally, I get that saddle sore sometimes from riding my Harley.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of different ways to get that saddle sore, but for years I use Jim Bob's Biker Butt calamine and lotion. It was pretty good. It helped out. And,
Some good stuff, huh? Yeah.
It's got a lot of that, what you call that, aloha stuff in it.
Hello.
It wasn't too bad, but...
Tell us, what is aloha stuff? I'm not familiar with that.
Ain't that what you call it? It's that smooth stuff.
Oh, yeah. It comes from that aloha plant. Yeah, I know what you're talking about that now. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, it worked pretty good, but it wasn't quite enough for me. But on my last bike trip, now, I was gone for over 25 days.
Woo-wee.
Every day, sitting on that hard-ass bike seat, I got to thinking. I said, this time before I hit the road, I said, I better fix it. I better do something. So I went out and I bought a blow-up seat cushion called an air hole. I'm telling you what, Dave, best $80 I ever spent.
Real, a blow-up seat cushion, yeah.
It saved my ass,
right.
Literally.
Okay.
Now, just a couple of puffs a day, and my posterior was in heaven. Hey, no more saddle sore. All right, I gotta go, Dave. I gotta go.
All right, Larry. Well, listen, I appreciate you calling in today, and you'll have to call us back sometime. What else? Anything else special going on down there?
No. Just watching. Just trying to keep the hair out of my ears.
Yeah. Okay. All right, man. We'll see you. All right.
See you.
All right. See you. Bye. That was Larry from Lynn Haven. So, Charlie and Sebring, if you're listening, there's your answer about the saddle sores on a motorcycle. So, anyway, thanks, Larry. We'll be back right after this.
Paging Dr. Butts, Dr. Buster Butts.
Hi, this is Pearly May of Croker and Mullet's Biker Bar and Casino. Come join us for some great sandwiches, including our famous Po Girl. That's a 12-inch roll with no meat inside. Also, we have your favorite whiskeys and other hard liquors, plus your favorite card games and slots in the back. Enjoy the sounds of Willie and the Double Clutches with their bluegrass punk rock fusion. We are located at the corner of Gatortail Road and St. Clea Drive, Mud Muscle, Mississippi. It's liquor in the front and poker in the rear. Here at Croker and Mullet, y'all come see us.
PIBs? You know PIBs. Everybody knows PIBs. Pains in the butt. Like in the grocery store. Boy, you can find a lot of PIBs in the grocery store or Walmart or Target or any of them places. What a PIB is, being a pain in the butt, it's the person who is standing in the aisle, got their buggy cocked sideways so it's blocking the aisle, you can't get by, and they're standing there studying on a particular item, whether they're looking for a loaf of bread or the right kind of tomato sauce or whatever, but they're just standing there. And they're standing right where you want to be. Right where you want to get. There's something that you just want to get out off the shelf and go, and they're standing right there blocking your ability to do it. Yesterday, we were in the grocery store, and there was this dude, and he was standing there. And we were trying to be polite and everything, and he was just standing there. And I felt like saying,
Sir, should I run over here to the deli and get you something for dinner? Because it looks like you're going to be here for a while. But finally, I told Charlie Ann, I said, just politely go over and just tell him, excuse me. So she went over and said, excuse me. He goes, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there. Well, they didn't see me and Charlie standing right there. No, I don't believe that for a minute. So we got what we were needing to get, and we went on. As we went on by, he was still standing there. I don't know. He was waiting on something to jump out on him, just grab him by the neck, I guess. And then you'll go around the corner and one aisle to another, and there's somebody blocking the aisle. Got the whole aisle. They're looking for one little bitty item, but they got to take up the whole damn aisle to get it. PIBs. Boy, I tell you what. And then you'll get somebody in front of you, and you ever just have the feeling, man, they're going to be in my way throughout the whole store. My entire shopping experience today is going to have them right slap in the middle of it. You know, it's somebody with a buggy, and you just can't get away from them. You think you do, you'll get out in front of them and say, okay, well, I put them behind me. And you turn down the next aisle, I'll be damned, there they are. They're coming from the other direction, blocking everything up, just slow as molasses. You know, there's just some people in the grocery store or Walmart, Target, wherever, you just can't get away from. I mean, I think the good Lord does that just poking fun, just for a laugh. I think he does that. I think he puts people out in front of us just for a laugh, you know. So, I don't know. I hope that's not sacrilegious. Don't mean it to be, but dog, I'm telling you, where do these people come from? You know, is there a course? Is there a book? Is there an audio or a video course you can take on how to be a PIB? What do? Do they sit and study up on it before they go out to the grocery store? Yeah, Ethel, let me see that PI book again. I need to see what kind of a pain in the butt I need to be today, it being Thursday. So, you know, geez. People, man, they is crazy. They is crazy. You know, yeah, I've never gotten anybody's way. Yeah, well, you know how it is, you know. What's good for the goose is good for the ganderizer, I guess they might say. But anyway, PIBs. You got a special PIB, let me know. Right here on the center line. Okay, enough of that mess. But anyway, it is frustrating, aggravating, but it is what it is. I guess we be thankful to be in a country to where we got so much stuff on the shelves that we have the opportunity to study on it and take our time and pick and choose. A lot of folks around the world don't have that. You walk in the store, you get what they got, and that's it. There ain't no choosing nothing. And even if they got it. So anyway, I guess I ought to be thankful for what I got and what we got and where we are and what we're doing.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Airplane, what a great movie from back in the 80s, the early 80s. You know, back then they really came out with some really great movies. You had Airplane, and then I think it was that same summer or the next summer anyway, Caddyshack. Oh man, two great movies, and that was Leslie Nielsen there. You know that, and Don't Call Me Shirley. You know, I had the pleasure of running into him one night at a bar out here in Stone Mountain, Georgia. There was this little place called T-Birds that we used to frequent. All our friends, we go there on weekends and whatnot, and they'd have all kinds of little entertainment and whatnot, and it was pretty good. The chow was good, you know, the booze was good, and it was just a great place to congregate. And so we were in there one night, and I'd gone up to the bar to get a drink or something, and while I was standing there, I noticed the guy sitting next to me at the bar looked just like Leslie Nielsen. And I got to thinking, I said, dang, that is Leslie Nielsen. And I turned to him, I said, Mr. Nielsen? He goes, yes. I said, how are you, sir? I'm doing fine. How are you? And I said, well, I love your movies. I said, you were great in Airplane. I just loved it. Oh, well, thank you. And I said, you know, that line of yours, and Don't Call Me Shirley. He said, yeah, that's a good one. Everybody loved that line. And I said, well, I just wanted to say I appreciated your movies, and it was nice to meet you. He said, well, nice to meet you, too. And that was it. And I got my drink and walked off, and he sat there and took another sip of whatever he was drinking. But Nah, Airplanes, what a great movie. It is a great movie. Funny, 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 funny. So, anyway, take a peek at it next time you get a chance. I'm sure it's out there somewhere. You can go buy it. I guess you can still get it on DVD, or you can buy it on, and stream it. But anyway, what a funny movie.
Need a good dose of Rodeo Ann's Horse Apple Rejuvenator for the swift kick and long pull? Rodeo Ann's Horse Apples are sourced from the finest horse barns and corrals in Colorado and Wyoming. Sanitized and freeze-dried to retain that swift kick, Rodeo Ann's will have your pansies perky and your maters ripe and firm in no time. Just dig a hole next to your plant and drop an apple in that hole cover and water and watch it work its magic. Ready for those summertime eat-over-the-sink, juicy mater sandwiches. Look for Ann's Rodeo Horse Apples coming soon to your local nursery and feed stores. Ann's Rodeo Horse Apples. Order now by going to rockyhorseapples.zap for fast delivery.
I'm reading this article about this guy in Charleston, South Carolina. Now get this. He steals a yellow Corvette. He drives from Charleston, South Carolina to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Then after 3 or 4 days in Albuquerque, he drives to Fresno, California. Then from Fresno to Seattle. From Seattle back to Fresno, then to Denver, then back to Albuquerque. Let's see if I got that right. Yeah, back to Albuquerque. From Albuquerque back to Fresno, then from Fresno to Dallas. From Dallas back to Albuquerque. I don't know. Albuquerque must have been his headquarters. That must have been his stash house. That's where he was getting all this stuff from. Because it turns out that what this dude was doing is he was dealing drugs all over the West and the Southwest. But anyway, so after Albuquerque again, he goes to Houston. Now, I guess he's on his eastern run because from Houston, he goes to Memphis. Then from Memphis, he goes to Charlotte. From Charlotte, he goes to Orlando. And somewhere on I-10 between Tallahassee and Pensacola, they nab his ass, finally. Now, right after he stole this Corvette, there was a lookout, of course, nationwide, of what they call a BOLO, be on the lookout for this dude. And here this took him 7 months. This was about a 7-month period, they say. For 7 months, he's running all over the country in a yellow Corvette, and no cop stops him. Finally, a cop nabs him. It doesn't say whether it's Florida State Troopers or local sheriff or whatever, but anyway, they stop him somewhere on I-10, and they finally nab his ass. Hell, I can't even go up to the corner 1.5 miles away to the store without getting stopped for not using my damn turn signal.
What a revolting development this is.
Well, gang, it's been fun. Another Saturday here on the Center Line. Glad you joined us today. Remember, tomorrow's Mama's Day, so take care of your mama. Say a prayer for your mama if your mama's not with you anymore. If she is, give her a big hug, take her out to dinner, fix her supper, buy her something real nice. And just remember, she's the reason you're here today listening to me tell you to be nice to your mama. So, love her, cherish her, give her a big hug and kiss, and just make tomorrow just a big time for her. In the meantime, we'll see you next Wednesday. We'll have a lot of great stuff going on next Wednesday on the program. And glad to have you on board with us. And Charlie Ann, you take it away.
Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and I thought I found true love. You met another and you was gone.
Bye, y'all. Have a great day.
You have been on the Center Line with Dave. Join Dave every Wednesday and Saturday. You can contact Dave through his website, thecenterline48.com. There you can email Dave or post a message. You can also find Dave on YouTube. Just type in the Center Line with Dave. For Dave and Charlie Ann, thanks for listening. I'm Buckwheat J. Furtwangler. Have a great day. Yabba dabba doo.
The Centerline with Dave is a copyrighted production, all rights reserved. Remember, there are two places you can get your leg pulled. Your chiropractor's office and right here on the Centerline with Dave.